What would you say to the people that they don't want to get as rich? They don't want to work as hard.
You have the wrong data. You're under the spell. You're in a long-term meditation that somebody put on you. You're under a spell of money won't make you happy. No, dude, you're not happy now. Money buys groceries. Okay, money takes care of medical bills. I mean, this idea. This is the number one thing I hear from people. Well, I don't need to be rich, dude. You don't even know what you're talking about. You do need to be rich. Poor people are selfish. People that just get by are selfish. You're selfish because you're always talking about yourself. Listen to what the guy says. I said, man, you need to get rich, man. No, I don't need to get rich. Dude, you're talking you. But what about your church? What about the community? Okay. What about all the little kids you could help, dude?
Family.
What about people in Africa? What about all the water problems you talk about? Okay. Say rich people can literally change the world. Poor people cannot do that. Okay, because they're too consumed with their own 24 inches around them.
Their own
I need
world.
to eat, dude.
Yeah.
I need to eat. Now, I learned this when I was in an unemployment line when I was 23 years old. I was in the unemployment line. My uncle says, son, what are you doing? I said, oh, man, I was so ashamed. I was like 6 back from the counter getting ready to get my first check. And he drove up. He's like, what are you doing here? My Uncle Vincent, my good uncle. And I said, well, man, I'm getting a check, man. I'm getting a check. He's like, dude, you didn't go to college to be in an unemployment line. Let's go sell some cars. I'm going to get you a job selling cars. I said, dude, I didn't go to college to sell cars. He says, you didn't go to college to be in this line either. He got me out of that line.
You didn't get the check.
I never got that check.
Wow.
And I'm so glad I didn't get it. And then I went and took a job that I hated. And hated it, dude. I hated it for 2 years until I quit fighting it. And I said, I'm going to get good at this job, and then I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave a job I hate. One of the best things I've ever done in my whole life was learn to get great at something you hate.
Why?
Because if you can't do the things you hate, dude, every day you and I are required to do something we hate. That wall right there, the School of Greatness wall, that wall is full of people that did. That's when I see them, I'm like, I wonder how many things they did they didn't want to do.
To get them where they're at, though.
Exactly. I do things every single day I don't want to do.
What are the main things?
Sometimes it's waking up. I'm like, God damn,
you love sleep.
I just want to sleep, man. I'd like to sleep in for another hour today. You know?
I hear you.
Sometimes, different things. I don't like traveling across the country to go speak. I'd much rather be like, whatever that what is it they do on
Transported?
Transported. Yeah, I want to be just like instantly transported. There's a lot of things I don't like making sales calls. I don't like calling. I'm pitching CNBC on this thing right now. I don't like pitching people.
Yeah.
I don't like the audition process.
But you got to do certain things you don't like to get to where you want to be.
Totally. And you need to get great at the stuff you don't like, because if you can get great at that stuff, dude, you're going to be a threat. LeBron doesn't want to go play the fifth game tonight.
He doesn't want to go back to Golden State to do it either.
But he's willing to.
Yeah.
I
hope he wins. I hope he wins.
Yeah, well, that'll be history by the time somebody listens to this.
I know.
Whoever's listening will already know, dude. What's wrong with Lewis?
Yeah.
What's wrong with Lewis, man? He doesn't know what happened.
Exactly. So we talked about why people should get rich. What's the best way people can get rich? And what does rich mean? How much is rich?
I'm talking about money now. I'm just talking about money.
Yes.
We're not talking about spiritual freedom.
No, just financially.
Because look, if you get a bunch of money and you're still you still don't
miserable
know.
inside, then it doesn't matter as much.
But I'd still rather be rich.
It helps.
By the way, let me just say this.
Absolutely.
Okay? Let's make it clear.
No.
If I'm going to be miserable, I want some money to go with
Exactly.
it.
To at least get rid of some problems.
Yeah.
You're not going to get rid of the inner problem.
No. And it's going to probably be worse. It's probably going to be magnified. Like if you're on a global 6,000 and you got to fly 15 hours and you freaking hate yourself, I mean, it's going to be miserable. Real bad. But, dude, that's better than being in a middle seat on aisle 37.
That's true.
So at least give yourself the choice, right?
Yeah.
So
what does it mean
rich?
to be rich? How much are we talking about? Because
just money. If we're talking about money,
yeah.
I mean, I think you probably need 20.
20 million, then you're rich.
You need 20 million. You probably need 20. Now the problem with this, okay, this is where everybody hates the podcast now. See, the problem is nobody wants to confront the real magnitude of the mathematics. And that's why people are that's ridiculous shit. No, what you're saying is you can't imagine how to get to 20 million. See, I wish somebody had told me this in accounting. I went to accounting I spent 5 years getting an accounting degree. I only went there for one reason. I thought they were going to teach me how to account. I thought it was a freaking money course. Mm-hmm. Okay. No. I'm thinking in the 5th year, dude, it took me 5 years to get out of this course. I'm thinking this year they're going to teach me about the money. There's nothing about money. And the only reason I went to that course was to figure out, dude, how do you make money? How do you keep money? How do you multiply money? The basic money class. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you just do the math, a guy's like, oh, man, 80 grand, I'm good, 80 grand. Another guy's like, 100 grand and I'm good. They haven't done the math. Another person says, if I just have $1 million, I'm good. But you haven't done the math, the actual math, like, how much money is that really? 100 grand in Los Angeles, 13,000 goes to the state, you have $87,000. Okay, half that goes to the federal government, you're at $42,500. I've done the math.
Yeah.
Okay, you're at $42,500. You go to Whole Foods once a week just to take care of your little baby girl and your wife, you're broke. Okay, so you're broke. You're broke. Okay, and we hadn't handled the health care issue.
Right.
Trump care, Obama care. You don't care if you don't get your money right. I mean, that's the facts.
Yeah.
So most people have never done the math. There is no school on it. There's no class on it. Why not?
Is that?
Why, man?
So frustrating.
But do you know how many people the middle class support? How many bad, awful groups?
Yeah.
I mean, just think about it, man. Like if 215 million people in America knew the truth and they weren't sitting there saying, but look at my 2 cars. Look at my 2 little girls and I got dresses for them. And look at people in Ethiopia. They're starving. You went over to Africa, compare their situation to our middle class. Everybody here is rich, including the guy on the street corner that's a panhandler.
Absolutely.
Right? So why is the freaking killer question? Why have so many people been put under the spell of the middle class? That is who determines who's the president of a country.
Right.
Look what happened in this last election.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that middle class is starting to get a little edgy right now. They're starting to be like, Dad, I hadn't had a good job. I hadn't had a freaking pay raise. You keep talking about unemployment going down. Where's my money? Okay, I don't get anything at the bank. I earn 0.5% at the bank. So your mom, my mom, I watched my mom earn 12% at the bank. She earned 1% a month on her money. So the battle cry back then was save your money because you could earn something.
Right.
Save your money today. What do you get?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You lose
dude.
money.
You lose money. Okay.
Yeah.
So
inflation is. Yeah.
Don't take a risk. Don't take a chance. Diversify. Why would I diversify? Why rich people do not diversify? Okay, the wealthiest people on this planet, when they went into trains, they went all in on the trains. Mm-hmm. When Henry Ford went into cars, he didn't diversify. He went all in on cars. Elon Musk, he's going all in on solar. Right? That's how you make hits. But the middle class is taught what? Put a little here, put a little here, put a little here, put a little here. Put 27 different things out there. Why? Who benefits from 27 investments?
Those people.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
Okay? Start early. Start early. Start early. Okay? Get a Keogh account. Get an IRA. Who benefits? Freaking Wall Street, dude. All that money gets pushed over there for 30 years. Mm-hmm. So
where do you put your money then? Personally?
Well, let me just say this.
Yeah.
If they offer it to you, okay, it's like insurance in Vegas at a blackjack table. You know, when they got an ace up and they're like, "You want insurance, dude?" If they offer it to you in Vegas, this is what my mama told me. She's like, "If they offer it to you, don't take it." So if Wall Street offers something to you, it's probably not good for you. So where do I put my money? I put my money, number one, where I have total control. Number two, where it is indestructible. Like the investment has to be indestructible. So I'm indestructible, right? I can invest in me, and I'm in control of that investment. That's the first that I would tell everybody, like, don't even think about financial investment until you have $100,000 set aside. And until then, you got 5, you got 10, you got 22, you got 50. Just keep reinvesting that money in yourself, courses, classes, whatever. And until you're taking the action necessary, the money will show up at the bank if you keep investing in you, the vehicle. And then the second thing is where the money goes, okay, the money's got to go into something indestructible. No technology can wipe it out. And it needs to be very simple for me. Like so simple that I can explain in one sentence.
So what's that?
Well, it's not Bitcoin. Because I can't get my head wrapped around the cryptocurrency, and most people can't explain it to me.
But you're receiving payments from Bitcoin.
I will take your crypto.
Yeah.
I'll take it, but I'm not going to invest in it.
Yeah.
I'll take anything, dude. I'll take your donkey.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
So my office feels differently about that, but because we had this phone call like, hey, will you take 50,000 in Bitcoin? And Sherry was like, no. Jared's like, no. I'm like, hey, dude, take that money, son. Okay, take that freaking
If
exchange.
it's that or
whatever,
nothing.
Man, dude, take it, man. Don't tell people no. Figure out how to make it all right to say yes to it. So, what was your question? You said
so what are you putting it in then?
Yeah, I mean, I load up. Everybody knows I'm loading up in real estate. You know, I buy apartment buildings. And so the simple thing is I buy a place where somebody has to live. They rent it from me, and they're going to rent it from me for years, and that's going to pay down the debt on that place. I don't own homes. I don't buy houses. I buy rental property that people have to live in, they want to live in because they're great properties. They're really nice properties. And it's affordable living. It's not this $5,000 a month, stuff that you live in.
Right.
It's affordable, $1,100 a month, great neighborhoods, great properties, safe environments. We go in and improve them, fix them up, happy living, take care of people. We don't abuse anybody. I don't do any government programs,
right?
Even though there's a lot of money in them. And I know that money will be there for my kids 30 years from now. I mean, that money will be there 100 years from now.
So you put 100% of your investments in that, or either in yourself, your team, or real estate?
In my business, in myself, my business. Every surplus penny, twice a year I go broke. Twice a year I'm like, put it all in.
Into real estate?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then it's gone.
And then you have to regenerate.
And I got to go back and but literally I'm like real estate guys. There's a saying with real estate guys, don't ever go to dinner with them, because they never have any cash on them. I'm broke right now.
Really?
We're going all in right now. So
You're buying a big unit or big units, right?
I exhaust my reserves, and then we got to go back out and say, okay, let's go again.
Really?
Let's go sell a book. Let's go get a millionaire booklet out there in the marketplace. Because there's nobody that I know in our space that will push as hard for a $9 product as I will.
I don't know anyone.
Right? Nobody.
I don't know anyone.
Nobody. I'll go from one.
Maybe Tim Sykes.
Yeah.
He pushes pretty hard. Do you know who he is?
He won't drop down to like a $3 product, dude.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. But
I mean, you can come to one of my seminars. You'll see me at the back table, freaking selling $2 stickers.
So why is that?
Because it's a flow, dude. It keeps the flow going. Okay, it's about money's about. It's about a what is this? It's a cycle. Circulation. This has to happen for you to have money, and the bigger the circulation, I was in Australia. I was on this dive. It was a 9-day dive, liveaboard. We didn't see land for 8 days.
Wow,
dude! I saw so much activity underneath, right at 80 feet, at 100 feet. Like there was economies without any money, tremendous economies where they're trading food, right? I mean, there's all this activity. Giant tunas. I mean, a grouper bigger than this wall right here, where there's this food, right? There's just this cycle of food and ecosystem, and that's what the economy is. The economy is basically an ecosystem of people that either have confidence or don't have confidence. Screaming and yelling. That's why I like New York. I love New York because you could feel that energy. I like a circus because you got the guy hawking. Ed McMahon. You remember Ed McMahon? Uh-huh. Okay, Johnny Carson. He was the opener for Johnny Carson. A lot of you might. How old are you?
34.
Yeah, so you probably don't even know who Ed McMahon was. Ed McMahon, he was the opener for Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson preceded Jay Leno.
Yeah.
And the other dude.
The Late Show or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. He was the ultimate. Yeah. Well, Ed McMahon was his opener.
The guy who hyped him up.
Yeah.
To the crowd.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah.
Right? And that went on for 30 years, dude. I grew up with that in my household, right? So, black and white. And Ed McMahon, his first job was a barker in a circus. Where he'd be like, right over here. You see him in the Home Depots, right? To the Vitamix machine. Ladies and gentlemen, come on over, okay? Have something to do, right? They're pitchmen. They're dragging audiences, which is such a powerful thing. And so many people today are unwilling to do that. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. Look at the actors and actresses in this town that wait for the audition. Wait for the phone to ring rather than show up cold to an audition and say, I know, I'm not on the list. They have to see me.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that takes balls.
Balls.
Big time. Okay?
Wow.
If you want to learn how to make more money and master money in your life, then check out this video right here.
I listened to my millionaire uncle had too much of an influence for too long over my life. I should have been watching what the billionaires do. They don't operate like millionaires.
How do they operate differently?
They throw down.